Wajir County Disability Fund, Machakos County Bursary Fund, Kagundo Tala Municipality, County Government of Machakos, Matu Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Machakos, Mwala Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Machakos, Makueni County Emergency Fund, Makueni County Bursary Fund, and Makueni County Referral Hospital, County Government of Makueni. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I beg to lay.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Finance and Budget.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of the Chair Finance Committee, Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay on the table the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 13th of November 2025. 1. Report of Standing Committee on Finance, Budget and on its consideration of the Public Finance Management Amendment number 2, Bill National Assembly Bills number 26 of 2024. 2. Report of the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on its consideration of the Public Finance Management Amendment number 3, Bill National Assembly Bills number 44 of 2024. 3. Report of the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on its consideration of the Public Finance Management Amendment number 4, Bill National Assembly Bills number 45 of 2024. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Statement pursuant to Standing Order 53-1. The Senator for Nandi County, the Honorable Samson Chiranke.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I just wanted to see the order. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Request for a statement on the safety of Kenyan citizens in Tanzania. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on a matter of national concern regarding the safety of Kenyan citizens in Tanzania following the post-election unrest, Mr. Speaker, sir. Following Tanzania's October 2025 general elections, the country has experienced widespread unrest marked by civilian clashes with security forces. Major cities have witnessed tensions, raising serious concerns about public safety and civil stability. This poses a significant safety risk to Kenyan citizens residing in or traveling to Tanzania. Moreover, the tensions have spilled over to border regions where cross-border confrontations have emerged. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the statement, the committee should address the following. 1. The government's assessments of the safety of Kenyan citizens currently in Tanzania. 2. The emergency assistance evaluation protocol and other measures instituted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Affairs to ensure the safety of Kenyans in Tanzania during this period, including whether the ministry has issued travel advisories and established communication channels to keep Kenyan nationals informed. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, sir, the steps taken by government to secure the regions along the Kenyan-Tanzania border, including the coordination efforts underway between the Tanzania and Tanzanian government, Kenya and Tanzanian governments to de-escalate tensions and address the reported cases of cross-border violence. Number 4, Mr. Speaker, sir, whether there are ongoing engagements with the regional and international organizations, including the East Africa Community, EAC, and the African Union, AU, to address the humanitarian and security implications of the unrest in Tanzania. Finally, Mr. Speaker, measures to put in place to enhance future preparedness in safeguarding Kenyans living abroad who may be caught in similar crises across the world. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, request for a statement on the disappearance of a politician in Tindred Sub-County, Nandi County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I raise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on the matter of county-wide concern regarding the disappearance of Mr. Shadrach Maritim alias Captain, a political aspirant in Tindred constituency or sub-county, and the actions taken to uncover his whereabouts and ensure his safety return. Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Maritim was last seen on October 27, 2025 during a morning run in Cheblaskei, Kapseret constituency in Uasin Gishu County. His disappearance has sparked widespread public concern and protest and prompted several protests in Maraba Trading Center, Tindre Sub-County, Nandi County, where residents have demanded transparency and urgency in the investigation. The demonstrations have been met with police interventions, including the use of tear gas, which has further heightened the tensions in the area, including use of live bullet. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, the committee should address the following. One, the current status of investigations into the disappearance of Mr. Shadrick Maritim, identifying the lead agencies and actions taken to locate him. Number two, Mr. Speaker, sir, whether the Ministry of Interior and National Administration has issued any formal communication to the public or the family on the progress of investigations. Number three, Mr. Speaker, sir, the existing protocols to ensure that missing persons cases across the country are promptly and transparently investigated without political interference. And finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, on this statement, measures taken to manage public discontent and fears over the matter in Tindred Sub-County and recommendations to strengthen investigations and rebuild community trust in the law enforcement. Mr. Speaker, sir, with your indulgence, let me conclude with our final statement. Request for statement on the state of preparedness and disaster management in response to ongoing heavy rains across the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on a matter of national concern regarding the country's level of preparedness and disaster responses mechanisms amid ongoing heavy rains. Mr. Speaker, sir, according to the Kenya Meteorological Department, sustained rainfall is expected throughout November 2025, with regions such as Lake Victoria Basin, Rift Valley, and the islands of east and west of Rift Valley already experiencing flooding, landslide, and service disruptions. These conditions pose serious risks to lives, property, and infrastructure, especially in vulnerable and densely populated areas. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee should address the following. One, a national risk assessment and identification of counties most vulnerable to flooding and landslides in the country. Number two, Mr. Speaker, sir, emergency response measures activated by the National Disaster Operations Center, NDOC, and other agencies, including coordination efforts between national and county governments for evacuation, shelter, and medical support. Number three, Mr. Speaker, sir, public advisories and resource redeployment by the Ministry of Interior and National Administration to ensure community-level preparedness. Number four, Mr. Speaker, sir, contingency plans to safeguard critical infrastructure such as roads, bridges, schools, and hospitals. And finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, evaluation of existing disaster management frameworks and proposed reforms to improve early warning systems and climate resilience across the country. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator for Kisumu County, the Honorable Professor Tom Ojenda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise and pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the compensation of traders at Kibuye Market in Kisumu County for losses incurred as a result of the recent strong winds and heavy rains. Mr. Speaker, amongst those affected are thousands of small-scale business traders who rely on the market for their daily livelihoods, who've now been left stranded with no capital to restock or resume operations. In this statement, the committee should address the following. One, the steps taken by the county government of Kisumu to provide immediate relief to the affected traders. Number two, whether there are plans for support from the Kisumu County Disaster Emergency Fund to enable the affected traders to rebuild, restock, and reopen their businesses, and if so, obtain information on whether the fund has adequate resources to cater for the same. Three, the criteria and procedure for accessing and disbursing money from the fund, as well as the accountability and transparency mechanisms in place to ensure that money from the fund is not misappropriated or diverted. And 4, the long-term strategies being implemented or considered by the county government of Kisumu to mitigate the adverse impact of extreme weather conditions, particularly in markets within Kisumu County. I thank you.
The Senator for Kisii County, the Honorable Richard Onyonka. Senator Onyonka had 2 statements. Those 2 statements are dropped. Senator for Kilifi County, the Honorable Stewart Mazayo. Yes, Senator Faki, you may proceed to read on behalf of Senator for Kilifi.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika, nimesimama kwa niaba ya Senator wa Kilifi, Senator Mazayo, kuomba kauli kutoka kwa kamati ya ardhi na mazingira kuhusu umiliki wa ardhi ya Jeti la Mnarani, kaunti ya Kilifi. Mheshimiwa Spika, nimesimama kwa mujibu wa kanuni ya kudumu ya 53(1) ya kanuni za kudumu za Seneti kuomba kauli kutoka kwa kamati ya ardhi, mazingira na mali asili kuhusu umiliki wa ardhi ya Jeti la Mnarani, kaunti ya Kilifi. Mheshimiwa Spika, hapo awali Jeti la Mnarani lilikuwa likitumika kama kivuko maeneo ya Kilifi. Kufuatia ujenzi wa daraja la Kilifi mwaka wa 1980, jeti hilo lilibakia kutumiwa na wamiliki wa kibinafsi na madau ya wavuvi wa eneo hilo. Hivi sasa ushindani umechipuka kati ya huduma ya misitu ya Kenya, Kenya Forest Service, na mamlaka ya bandari ya Kenya, KPA, kuhusu umiliki wa ardhi katika jeti hiyo. Huduma ya misitu ilitoa leseni ya miaka 30 kwa kampuni ya South Sea Services kuweza kutumia jeti hiyo, ambayo nayo mamlaka ya bandari ikatoa leseni ya kampuni ya China Bridge Construction Company. Ushindani huu unatishia maslahi ya watu wa Kilifi, hususan wavuvi ambao wako hatarini kunyimwa haki ya kutumia jeti hilo kwa shughuli zao za uvuvi. Katika kauli hiyo, Mheshimiwa Spika, kamati izingatie yafuatayo: ni kampuni gani inayomiliki leseni halali ya kuendesha shughuli kwa sasa katika ardhi ya Jeti la Mnarani, kaunti ya Kilifi. Pili, jukumu la huduma ya misitu ya Kenya, KFS, na mamlaka ya bandari ya Kenya, KPA, katika masuala ya umiliki wa ardhi ya Jeti la Mnarani, ikizingatiwa kwamba halmashauri ya Kenya ya usimamizi wa shughuli za usafirishaji baharini, KMA, ndio mdhibiti halisi wa shughuli za baharini nchini. Namba ya 3, hatua ambazo serikali inachukua kulinda biashara za wenyeji wa eneo hilo dhidi ya ushindani wa umiliki na utumizi wa jeti hilo, ikizingatiwa kwamba ushindani huo unahusisha kampuni za kigeni zenye uwezo mkubwa wa kifedha. Ya 4, mikakati iliyowekwa na serikali kwa ajili ya usimamizi endelevu na matumizi bora ya jeti hilo la Mnarani na miundombinu mingine ya pwani isiyotumika ipasavyo. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Jaji mstaafu Stewart Mazayo, mbunge wa Seneta Kilifi.
Honorable Senators, I will allow comments for not more than 15 minutes. The Honorable Tom Ogenda.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I wish to comment on the statement by the Honorable Senator for Nandi, Honorable Cherargei, on the question of the need to keep records of foreigners living in countries under distress, especially what we have seen, Mr. Speaker, in Tanzania. And specifically, Honorable Cherargei, Mr. Speaker, is on record as having advocated for unfair violations when he said that the people living in Tanzania and Uganda should not be spared the force of the law. The force of the law. Now, Cherargei addressed his statement when he was in a church service in Nandi. But Mr. Speaker, I'm glad that the Honorable Senator has acquitted himself today in a statement and that addresses the respect of human rights. Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, if I may proceed.
What is your point of order, Senator Fernandez?
You are not the Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I raise understanding order 101.3 or 101.4 on the contents of speech. Is it in order? First, he has made a wrong statement of fact contrary to 105 or statement and 101.4. Mr. Speaker, I'm not on discussion. The senior law lecturer should be aware that before you discuss a distinguished...
Senator Ojena, take your seat, please.
In fact, he is not aware of procedures of the House. He should be taken for orientation. Mr. Speaker, what I wanted to say in Standing Order 101.4, and you are well versed with the standing orders, which is a creation of Article 124 of the Constitution, that you cannot discuss a colleague, a member of the Senate or National Assembly, or unless upon a specific substantive motion. Is it in order, one, for the Senator of Kisumu to mislead the House that I have been on record advocating for violation of anybody's human rights, contravening Article Standing Order 105 on statement of fact, and 103 where he is purporting to discuss me without a substantive motion, and I want to dare him. He can bring substantive motion, I will handle him at that level, Mr. Speaker. Can he withdraw and apologize to me?
Now, Senator Fernandez, what the Senator for Kisumu County said, or he has just said, is that you're blowing hot and cold at the same time. The reason being, in a church service, and that's what he's saying, not the chair saying it. This is what he said. During a church service, you said that Kenyans in Tanzania and Kenyans in Uganda. No. Senator for Nandi, the chair is speaking, okay? You advocated, that's according to the Senator for Kisumu County, you advocated for the mistreatment or violations of the rights of Kenyans living in Uganda and Tanzania. Today, you've come out clearly fighting for the rights of the very same people that you are advocating for their rights being violated. So the good professor is asking, what's the double speak? So I do, unless you never said what professor is saying. If you did, Professor, just proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I don't need to be informed.
Senator Fernandez, activists are Kenyans too. Proceed and conclude.
Honorable Speaker, the Senator Fernandez was my student, and your teacher is speaking, Senator. So listen to me. Yes. Honorable Speaker, it is imperative, while commenting on this thing, to note that at least the Honorable Cherargei has acquitted himself, and that's a good thing. Honorable Speaker. Order,
Senator Fernandez. Order. The Senator for Kisumu shall be heard in silence.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Overruled.
Honorable Speaker.
Senator Fernandez.
Honorable Speaker, it is important to note that the Treaty for the Establishment of the East African Community, 1999, and I have previously stated here, Articles 2 and 3, but specifically Article 126, speak to the gradual intention of the East African nation states to coalesce into a union in 5 stages. The customs union, Mr. Speaker, and the protocol on the free movement of persons, goods, and services was a pointer towards free movement within East Africa by all citizens. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, sir, it is imperative that today's statement by Senator Cherargei points to the correct direction, that East African states and governments should treat citizens of East Africa as one and should ensure that human rights of every individual is protected. Mr. Speaker, sir, I commend the statement in a second part because it also seeks to respect, Mr. Speaker, sir, the instruments that have been signed and or acceded to by the East African states, the International Convention on International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights, and International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the Nairobi Convention. Both point to the protection of human rights in different perspectives, and, Mr. Speaker, the regional obligations of states in East Africa point to the obligation to ensure that every person living in a country, even though they are residents or persons belonging to another state, Mr. Speaker, sir, have a right to equal protection as their own citizens. Mr. Speaker, this doctrine is, as I've said previously, the protection of human rights, Mr. Speaker, is jus cogens. And you must protect the right of every person, as emphasized in the Southwest African cases, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, lastly, let me commend Senator Cherargei for also speaking to the need to ensure that citizens of different countries move across borders with ease, that they do engage in trade with ease, and implement all instruments that govern the proper conduct of states and their peoples within the region and internationally. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. Senator Mulgo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to make comments on 2 reports or statements that Senator Fornandi, Senator Cherargei presented. That is the preparedness of a nation to disaster happenings that happen, like it recently happened in Elgeyo Marakwet. Mr. Speaker, situations such as that one is a very crashing to a community, crashing to families, and there is a lot of loss on both human and property and even land. Like I went to that place recently, and it is not the same as it was before again, and it will never be, because along the path of the soil is full of huge rocks that were never there before. And therefore, making that land just like a desert, just barren, no cultivation, and not even cows or grass can grow along that path. And so there is a loss of vegetation and cultivation of that land. Needless to say, the number of people that are lost, and properties and houses and so on. And therefore, this calls for preparedness of the state or the government when such things happen. I know that it is a natural calamity, but we should be prepared in a way by making citizens aware what happens when such a situation takes place. And this is actually encouraged or triggered by the fact that our people do not plant trees on these escarpments so that trees hold soil and hold grass and make the soil firm. But we let our people cultivate. There's a lot of cultivation there. I saw a lot of farmers harvesting millet and sorghum millet and maize and so on. And therefore, and this is land that is steep, and therefore when soil is cultivated, trees are cut, and grass is no longer in touch with the soil, definitely such soil gets wet and gets soaked and therefore runs downhill when it rains heavily. And therefore, it calls for the government to really create awareness along such a situation so that people help themselves by planting trees and making sure that the soil is firm along those escarpments. And then I also want to secondly make a statement on the safety of our citizens in other countries, such as Tanzania recently and the others. Sometimes I wonder why it is so easy for Kenyans to be mistreated and we do not mistreat the other people. Why are Kenyans not respected in the East African countries and communities? And why are we becoming so easy, so laid back, and we do not respond to the plight of our people when they are persecuted, when they are arrested and thrown into police cells and disappearances and so on. And yet the other governments follow their people, or we are so friendly that we do not even do anything, even if they make mistakes around. We are good neighbors and we treat them humanely, but Kenyans are treated with hostility in these countries. So I think it is time that the government should be able to handle a situation equally and let the other people or make the other governments be responsible, be positive towards Kenyans. Otherwise, we are treated like we do not really matter in East Africa. Thank you.
Honorable Senators, as you are aware, today we have quite some heavy work to do. So I want to limit the time for your comments to 3 minutes. And this will go up to 3:30 p.m. Senator Beatrice Akinyi, Ogora.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as I support the statement by the Senator Shiragei of Nandi, I also want to say that this morning, or just the other day, I was listening to deliberations from Kenyans who had been captured in Uganda, Bob Njagi and Oyo, and something came out that was very, very interesting. That, Honorable Speaker, we have a country elsewhere where forget about the respect for human rights, Honorable Speaker, but something was so interesting that they were captured by a group that are not answerable to anybody. that they do not respect even courts or parliament. And Honorable Speaker, that makes me really put Kenya on the map, that as Kenyans we must really appreciate this country that we have, and we must protect all our gains by all means, Honorable Speaker. Just recently you saw that the police recruitment have been suspended by the judiciary, and the executive is capable of respecting that, Honorable Speaker. So as much as Kenyans, sometimes we do not appreciate the gains we have made. When you listen to what happens in other countries, then you begin to appreciate our country, and let us take it upon ourselves to protect the gains we have made in this country. Some of them that I attribute to my late party leader, Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, because this is somebody who fought for democracy, fought for multi-party, has stood for social justice, has ensured that human rights in this republic are respected, Honorable Speaker. But Honorable Speaker, why do other countries find it so difficult to reciprocate what we do to them in this republic? That in Kenya, you find all nationals doing a number of businesses, some of them even small businesses that we would not ordinarily expect them to undertake. But as Kenyans, we respect that, we respect their rights, and we give them the freedom of movement. Honorable Speaker, I support that statement. I also support the statement by Senator Ojeda that traders in Kibuye, and not only in Kibuye, in all other markets, if there are losses, as governments, we must compensate our people for the loss of businesses, for the loss of their livelihoods, for the loss of their lives. But
yes, as much as I really want to be a bit magnanimous, but I mean some communication that I really want to respect. 30 seconds, kindly.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. What I'm saying, Honorable Speaker, that as a country, we must enhance our preparedness towards disasters, whether they are floods or other disasters, because this will help us in solving some of this problem. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Commissioner Senator Matinga Wahome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. I also would like to support the motion by the Honorable Senator from Nandi. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, a statement further. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, in recognition that we're living in an international community and in a world that is moving towards becoming global, it is important, Mr. Speaker, that we do acknowledge that there is nobody who would invite trouble to come to their home. And when it does, Mr. Speaker, it is good for us to be good to our neighbors. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, when you're planning, and I think there should be an attempt by also the international community, Mr. Speaker, to come up with an acceptable framework that will not disadvantage the marginalized communities as is in this country. We find that most of the troubled areas are neighboring communities that are marginalized. And once they take the burden, Mr. Speaker, it becomes very hard for them to co-share the existing infrastructure. And this, Mr. Speaker, at times leads to unnecessary competition. Mr. Speaker, it is therefore imperative that we, as legislatures, come up with that kind of a framework that will ensure that moving forward, Mr. Speaker, that communities that find themselves displaced and moving to the neighboring countries, they can be integrated and they get acceptable way of living, that including access to good education, access to good employment. And Mr. Speaker, this is one of the many things that we should do as an East African community to ensure that we promote regional integration. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, it is also imperative that we ask ourselves as politicians, when we make some utterances, Mr. Speaker, in how much do we fund, in how much do we fuel, in how much do we cause this civil strife that end up in disintegrating our societies, Mr. Speaker. I've heard in the past several people make statements, Mr. Speaker, that are not only regrettable, but leave a lot to be decided, Mr. Speaker. But it is important, Mr. Speaker, to note that nobody will live in this world forever. And therefore, the moral and political obligation that we have, Mr. Speaker, is to ensure that in whatever we do, and most importantly, when we are in podiums and addressing people, that we make statements that will promote integration, that will ensure that the country moves forward seamless, not aligned to any tribe or any community, but, Mr. Speaker, towards a community that is in recognition that this world is moving towards becoming a global village, and that can only happen when we respect the cultures, the practices, and most importantly, the way of lives of those other communities, regardless of whether they are disadvantaged or not, Mr. Speaker. As I read up, Mr. Speaker, the issue of disaster management in this country, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, thank you. Next is Senator Catherine Mweka Muma. Under Senator Eddie Okech.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to speak.
There is a reason why you are not on this chair. There is a reason. So there is a reason why I'm chairing. And I've given the floor to Senator Catherine Muma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'd like to contribute to the statement by Senator Cherarke. I wish Senator Cherarke would have begun by apologizing for the statement that he made in church. Senator, Honorable Speaker, I don't know why he wants to have a point of order on my wishes. I'm just wishing. Honorable Speaker, can I be heard in silence?
Of course, yes. Proceed.
I wish Senator Cherarke.
Once you bring a statement to this floor, it no longer belongs to you, and you know that definitely.
Honorable Speaker, the statement by Senator Cherarke is a statement on an issue that we should be discussing as a House. Honorable Speaker, we have been told and we have heard or seen in the media, social media, some families who are mourning because their loved ones who lived in Tanzania died during the skirmishes that followed the elections. This is a country that respects the rule of law. Honorable Speaker, the constitution we have today was brought to bear by activists. It is a constitution which we agitated for among those who believe in human rights. Those in human rights, activists in human rights, agitated for the constitution that we have, and it is our responsibility as leaders, whether we like anybody or not, to actually advocate for the rights of every person. It is our collective responsibility as members of parliament to stand up for the rights of all Kenyans, whether they are in Tanzania, Uganda, or wherever else they are. So it is sad to have heard what we had over the weekend, and I would want to ask that the relevant committee actually take urgent action to report to Parliament how many Kenyans have actually lost lives, how many Kenyans have actually lost properties, how many Kenyans have been injured as a result of being targeted merely because they are Kenyan. I would also want to ask that as a country, we must continue respecting our treaties, and we must welcome all Tanzanians, all Ugandans, and all foreigners within this jurisdiction. Their rights must be protected.
Next is Senator Veronica Waheti Nduati.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. And I want to take this opportunity to support the statement that has been brought to the House by Senator Cherarke. Honorable Speaker, the safety of Kenyans everywhere, including in East Africa region, is very, very important. Honorable Speaker, the East African region or the East African community operates under a treaty for integration of all the East Africans into one bloc, which can become a giant economic bloc. It's unfortunate, Honorable Speaker, that though Article 16 of the Common Market Protocol of the EAC promotes the free movement of goods and services and also promotes the free movement of people, Honorable Speaker, it is shocking to note that a report has been given officially from Tanzania that the people who are being incarcerated, the people who are being harassed, the people who are being pushed to the corner and maybe even facing fatalities during the crisis that was in Tanzania could most probably have been Kenyans. That's why this statement is so important, because East African Legislative Assembly, much more than the Kenyan Parliament, will have to establish, if they are of any relevance to this community, they will have to establish who are those people who are killed and why were they killed during the demonstrations, Honorable Speaker, that was reported to have caused deaths to a number of foreigners. Honorable Speaker, it was very disarming, very heart-wrenching for Kenyans to watch Tanzania boldly declaring that the people who were killed were foreigners and most likely Kenyans. And for Kenya to see a certain teacher, whom we can name, Honorable Speaker, I cannot recall his name, that he died during the protests that happened in Tanzania. This is not a friendly act, Honorable Speaker, political act, because if Kenya has been so friendly to Tanzania, why then would Kenyans be targeted in Tanzania, Honorable Speaker? Honorable Speaker, I don't know whether you have gone to some of the streets in Nairobi right now. The people who are selling in very small kibandas and very small hard carts are some are from Malawi, some are from Zambia, some are from Tanzania. Indeed, our salons right now are being operated by Congolese. The person who sometimes does my haircut sometimes is not Kenyan, Honorable Speaker. Yet Kenya has been very friendly to all the foreigners or the visitors who have come from the region. It therefore worries Kenyans very much, Honorable Speaker, why other nations around us should be very hostile to Kenyans. It is uncalled for. And I would not call Kenyans to be hostile.
Country, because of the respect that I have on you, I kindly give you that seconds, but don't bond on our friendly relations with other countries, because also, you know, Kenya is very decent.
Yes, that's actually what I wanted to
and
affirm.
Our decency also, we should demonstrate that decency even on the floor of this Senate.
That is what I was affirming, that I would not ask Kenyans to be unfriendly to any person visiting or any residents of the East Africa, because Kenya is an advanced democracy and we have embraced the world. We have embraced everybody into this nation, Honorable Speaker. If this evening you go to one of the restaurants in Westlands, you will find every nationality from across the whole world enjoying a meal and evening music, Honorable Speaker, in the ambience of our restaurants and hotels. So, Honorable Speaker, I would call upon all our neighbors to continue respecting the integration of the East African bloc, to continue respecting integration of Africa as a continent and the free trade area, and to accept that unless we open up this region.
Very well. Also, Senator Veronica, you know your haircut is really outstanding. And if there is the DRC guy is doing your haircut that style, then I think we should encourage as many as possible to come to Kenya. Next is Senator Okechiendi Gicheru.
Mr. Speaker, the statement that the Senator of Nandi has raised is an important one, as it seeks to get accountability on the side of our foreign offices, foreign relations offices, as to the accounts of our citizens in neighboring countries, and particularly in Tanzania. But Mr. Speaker, the mantra is sometimes there is something called too little, too late. After the verbal diarrhea that the same senator had in the weekend, and basically putting the issue of human rights to the grave.
Senator Okech.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
You know I'm very keen on what your contribution, and kindly use parliamentary language.
I'm most obliged. I'm most obliged, Mr. Speaker.
Who can have those, the way we have described that senator, I don't think he really has those principles.
Mr. Speaker, it's just that maybe
you withdraw that remark, kindly.
Mr. Speaker, because I have a lot of respect for you, I withdraw that. But you will understand, Mr. Speaker, that anybody who talks about anything that undermines human rights, fundamental rights to life, I don't know what other English word I would use, but maybe the person did not go to school. But that said, Mr. Speaker, I think that the statement is way too little, too late. Let the committee do its work, and maybe the committee should even take the statement from the Senator of Nandi and give it to somebody else in the House, Mr. Speaker. Then you can put a closure to it. But that said, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to comment on the statement by the Senator of Kisumu. Mr. Speaker, this is a very sensitive statement, because the way our women are being treated, Mr. Speaker, in the markets in our country should concern all of us. Mr. Speaker, where I come from, there's something called a swekra, which basically is a term that has come from the fact that women in our markets, even up to date, still sit on stones under scorching sun and sometimes wind, Mr. Speaker, to be able to sell and make a living for their own children, Mr. Speaker. It is so sad that as a place like Kisumu County, Mr. Speaker, women can still lose a stock of 5,000 shillings or a stock of 10,000 shillings of their small, medium enterprises, Mr. Speaker, to things like rain, to things like wind, and yet still go home without being able to give their children any life, Mr. Speaker. So I'd like to request, Mr. Speaker, that this committee should go and look at the sensitivity that our counties have on compensating these local traders, including transparency, whether they are paying the right people, Mr. Speaker, and the process that have been put in place to ensure that enterprise funds are funding these women in our markets, right from Migori to Kisumu, all the way to where you come from, Mr. Speaker, in Meru, Mr. Speaker. Our women must be given the funds and the infrastructure to make sure that their markets are properly.
When were you talking to Senator Charagai? I thought you were talking to the Speaker, not to Senator Charagai. 30 seconds, and we are concluding. Actually, we are past the 3:30 p.m. 30 seconds.
From me.
Just conclude.
And then, Mr. Speaker, I also think that it would be important for that same committee to look at the quality of contractors who must ensure that there's quality assurance and quality insurance in the nature with which these markets are developed. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, I think it is important that that committee interrogates the Micro and Small Enterprise Authority of the counties to ensure that those enterprises that are in the market development areas make actually those markets that can be able to give dignity to our women, to ensure that they don't lose their property and they don't lose their stock in the markets. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, thank you. Looking at my dashboard here, we have more than 6 more senators, or 5. But scanning through it, I want to give Senator Kisang William, because he is more senior than any other senator who is queuing to make a comment. The tradition of any parliament is that you must recognize seniority. Senator Kisang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for your indulgence. Honorable Speaker, I want to comment on 2 statements, one by Senator Jararke on the disaster preparedness. Honorable Speaker, it's unfortunate that disaster struck my county and we have lost over close to 40 people, and we are still missing 9. Basically, we have lost about 50 people, Honorable Speaker. But I still thank the Ministry for Interior and the special programs for swift response. But, Honorable Speaker, I think it is important for the relevant ministry to maybe take stock and evaluate and do map across the country and we target areas where they are prone to disasters, so that, Honorable Speaker, we can do a master plan on how to relocate people, or even advise the farmers on which crops to grow, instead of continuing to grow the traditional crops, which we do maize, we do finger millet, and basically millet, which makes the soil loose. And when we get heavy rains continuously, the soils become loose, and the stones, every rock that are around there, Honorable Speaker, eventually give way and cause a disaster. This is what they need to do. They should not wait for another disaster to happen before they do mapping and give a proposal and bring the proposal to the House, both houses, both Senate and National Assembly, because these are areas like Babute, Honorable Speaker, where we lost close to 7 people. We have a forest there, we have Hanging Valley, and we have the Scammon and Gere Valley. So there is no harm in excising, say, 100 acres of a forest, and then taking 100 acres from the farmers and do reforestation. The forest takers will not have lost anything. We'll still have the same number of acreage of forest, Honorable Speaker, and our people will be safe. That is, I want to urge them especially to look at the Hanging Valley of Elgeyo-Marakwet County. It's a long strip that we can grow trees. We can make it a forest, and then we move the people to better soils. You know, this is something that was done by the colonists, Honorable Speaker, because what they did, they decided to take the good land, make them forest, and push the people to the escarpment. And they did it for their own good, because they wanted, Honorable Speaker, to have maybe fresh air. And then, Honorable Speaker, the last one is the one by also Gerard K. about our relationship within the region. We know we have had a very good relationship in the region, Honorable Speaker, until just recently because of elections in our neighboring country, Tanzania, Honorable Speaker, and a few issues in Uganda. I think what we need to do, the heads of state within the region and the CSs in charge of foreign affairs, they need, or East African community, they need to sit down and rethink.
Honorable Senators, I think we should close at that, but one of the junior senators, Senator Joe Nyutu, is really trying to catch my eye in a very desperate manner, so let me give you 2 minutes, kind.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to pray to God that He will also promote me to be a senior senator by giving me another term. Mr. Speaker, I stand to support the statement by Senator Cherargei. And Mr. Speaker, allow me to say that I taught Kiswahili for quite some time. And the way there is a methali, Mr. Speaker, allow me to quote that says, mkuki ni kwa nguruwe, kwa binadamu ni mchungu. So when I saw this statement by Senator Cherargei, I appreciated his concerns. But then I got concerned that the same senator over the weekend was saying that people the neighboring governments should take action against our people from this particular country and then bring them back here ili tuamalizie. And so mkuki kwa nguruwe, kwa binadamu ni mchungu. However, Mr. Speaker, let me say that it's very important that even the neighboring countries, and that abductions have no place in this country, not even in the neighboring country. And why I started by that Kiswahili proverb, Mr. Speaker, is because you can see Senator Cherargei very concerned about a constituent of Nandi County when possibly he gets abducted. But of course, talks like he supports abductions, Mr. Speaker. And so Mr. Speaker, I want to say that it's important that we observe the rights of Kenyans, regardless of where they come from. And all of us must condemn abductions, illegal arrests, whoever does it, whether in this country or out there, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me also to make a comment on the statement made by Senator for Kisumu, Professor Tomo Jenda, on the assistance to the traders in Kibuye Market, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's important because we have seen the Kenya Kwanza government going around doing what they call empowerment, that they first go to Kibuye, Mr. Speaker, and see to it that these needy women get the help that they deserve before they organize any other empowerment program where they are going to give maybe 200 shillings each to people, to members of the society who may not even be in need of this, Mr. Speaker. So let Kenya Kwanza go to Kibuye first.
Sorry, Senator Nyutu, Joe Nyutu, there is a point of order from Senator Okech.
Please freeze my time.
This is under 101, Mr. Speaker, where you are imputing improper motive on the, the leadership of even the Kenya Kwanza, because the Kenya Kwanza is a big organization and institution that also has got members of the Senate of this House, Mr. Speaker. When you talk about this empowerment that he's talking about, Mr. Speaker, the statement that the Senator Agenda brought was a statement that alluded to the state of markets which are devolved in the counties and not a function of markets that are being done by anybody at the national government or even the senators of this house who are part of the Kenya Kwanza company. So is it in order, Mr. Speaker, for the senator of Muranga to actually impute that the responsibility of what happened in Kibuye market, of the poor infrastructure in Kibuye market, as well as the damage that happened there, to shift that responsibility and impute an improper motive on those of Kenya Kwanza who are not concerned with this problem at the ground, Mr. Speaker? Is it in order? I don't think it's in order, Mr. Speaker. So you should call the Senator Yuru to order and focus on getting solution for those who are in the market, in Kibuye market, which is mostly our governors who we are given the chance to oversight. Let them deal with those markets on the ground. Don't start finding a way of debating what is not concerning anybody here.
Senator Joe Nyutu, you have found that point of order. And maybe also there are such markets in Muranga County.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, through your permission. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've listened to the Senator for Migori, and I suspected that the Senator for Migori has not read the statement by the Senator for Kisumu. Actually, in the introduction of that particular statement, Mr. Speaker, the Senator is saying a matter of countrywide concern regarding the compensation of traders at Kibuye Market in Kisumu County for the losses. So I was addressing the losses, Mr. Speaker, and I was saying that if you have some money to spend,
Senator Mudigi, you trace your 2 minutes. And that's the last member I'm giving the opportunity.
Asante Bwana Spika kwa kunipa nafasi niweze kuchangia statement ambayo imeletwa na Senator Sergei juu ya uhusiano ya binadamu katika nchi zile sio karibu na sisi. Naomba Bwana Spika, kamati iangalie vile Kenya tunakaa na uhusiano, kwa sababu nakumbuka Bwana Spika, wiki jana tulikuwa Senator Masinani na tuliona vile watu wetu wa Kenya pale Busia vile wakienda uvuvi wa samaki wakifika kwa mpaka wanawekwa ndani na wanateseka sana. Bwana Spika, mambo ya kwenda nje sio jirani peke yake. Tunasikia kule Russia vile watu wetu wameenda na njia ya mikato, pia tumeona pia mpaka hata watu wa Kenya wakienda nje mpaka waheshimu nchi zile zingine vile tunaheshimu wale wengine. Kwa sababu unashindwa ati wiki jana watu wetu wameshikwa kule Russia na Ukraine wakipigana. Kwa hiyo kumaanisha mambo ya embassy asifanyi kazi ile navaa, na pia kufanya audit kuonekane ni watu wetu wangapi wako katika nchi za ng'ambo, kwa sababu kuna shinda. Kwa hiyo Bwana Speaker, hata kule Qatar unakuta watu wengine wanaenda na mambo ya visa ambaye haifai, kuko na watu karibu 200 wanachangiwa na wale watu wako kule. Kwa hiyo Bwana Spika, katika nchi yetu ya Kenya kuna watu wamesembea kazini, wale wa mpaka ama agent kufanya audit, wale watu warudishwe ndio waweze kukaa na njia nyingine, kwa sababu unaona mtu akienda anategemea mwenzake. Sasa wamekuwa ni kama refugee. Kwa hiyo Bwana Spika, mimi naunga mkono nikiwa Senator wa Embu County. Bwana Spika, asante.
Honourable senators, the statement raised by Senator Chaligay Samson, you know this is a very live matter which is happening now. And listening to the senators who have spoke this afternoon, for sure this is a matter that needs some urgency, because our Kenyans in the neighboring country maybe are suffering there. So I direct that the chair, the Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations should report back to this House in 2 weeks' time, so that we can be able to know the fate of the Kenyans in Tanzania. Now we go to a statement pursuant to Standing Order 57-1, Majority Leader.
Honourable Speaker, with your permission, allow me to stand in on behalf of the Majority Leader to read the statement by the Senate Majority Leader on the business of the Senate for the week commencing Tuesday, 18th November 2025, pursuant to Standing Order 57-1. Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to Standing Order 57-1, I hereby present the business for the week commencing Tuesday, 18th November 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, as honorable senators are aware, during the afternoon sitting yesterday, Wednesday, 12th November 2025, the Senate passed 5 bills at second reading and 2 bills at the Committee of the Whole. Additionally, the Senate considered and approved the National Assembly amendments to the County Government's Additional Allocations Number 2 Bill, Senate Bills Number 8 of 2025. I take this opportunity to thank honorable senators for availing themselves for the voting process. However, the level of our entry remains high. For this reason, I implore upon senators to redouble our efforts in a bid to conclude the business before the upcoming December recess. Mr. Speaker, sir, the legislative business before the Senate is as follows. 60 bills are pending conclusion, of which 40 are at second reading, 18 are at the Committee of the Whole, and 2 are awaiting first reading. 30 motions are pending conclusion. 19 petitions are pending conclusion, out of which 15 are due for reporting by respective standing committees, and 473 statements pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 are being considered by standing committees. Mr. Speaker, sir, on Tuesday, 18th November 2025, the Senate Business Committee will meet to consider the business for the week. The tentative business for that day will include business not concluded from today's order paper, as well as the business indicated in the notice paper. The tentative business for the morning sitting on Wednesday, 19th November 2025, will include the schedule of questions to Cabinet Secretaries as approved by the Senate Business Committee, as well as motions. The questions scheduled include question number 75 to the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development by Professor Tom Ojenda, SEMP. The following questions to the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development. Question number 43 and 099 by Senator Edwin Sifuna. Question number 95 by Senator Alexander Mudige MP. And question number 118 by Senator Joe Nyoto MP. The following questions to the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Energy and Petroleum. Question number 105 by Senator Dan Manzo MP. And question number 123 by Senator Mwenda Gataya MP. The tentative business for the afternoon sitting on Wednesday, 19th November, will include business not concluded from Tuesday's order paper and the following. Bills at second reading, the County Ward Equitable Development Bill, Senate Bills number 20 of 24, the County Government Amendments Bill, Senate Bills number 39 of 2024, the Street Naming and Property Addressing Systems Bill, Senate Bills number 43 of 2024. 4, the County Government's Law Amendments Bill, Senate Bills number 52 of 2024. And 5, the Livestock Protection and Sustainability Bill, Senate Bills number 32 of 2024. Bills at Committee of the Whole. Number 1, the Sports Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 33 of 2024. The Public Fundraising Appeals Bill, Senate Bills number 36 of 2024. The Heritage and Museums Bill, Senate Bills number 8 of 2023. The Environmental Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 23 of 2024. The Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 10 of 2024. The County Government's Elections Law Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 2 of 2024. The Sports Amendment number 2 Bill, Senate Bills number 45 of 2024. The County Civic Education Bill, Senate Bills number 4 of 2024. The Office of the County Attorney Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 47 of 2024. The Nuts and Oil Crops Development Bill, Senate Bills number 47 of 2023. The Seeds and Plant Varieties Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 4 of 2025. The County Hall of Fame Bill, Senate Bills number 18 of 2023. The County Oversight and Accountability Bill, Senate Bills number 3 of 2024. And the Public Finance Management Amendment number 4 Bill, National Assembly Bills number 45 of 2024. On motions, provisions of Integrated Financial Management Information Systems report for county governments to the Senate. And 2, mainstreaming gender perspective in legislative and policy processes. And in conclusion, as honorable senators are aware, the speakers of both houses of Parliament issued Gazette Notice number 165/18 and 165/19 dated 12 November 2025, notifying all honorable members of Parliament that pursuant to Article 132(1) B and C of the Constitution, the President of the Republic of Kenya shall address a special sitting of Parliament on Thursday, 20th November 2025 at 2:30 p.m. The special sitting of Parliament shall be held at the National Assembly Chamber, Main Parliament Buildings. Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank you and I hereby lay the statement on the table of the Senate. Senator Aaron Cheriot, EGH MP, Senate Majority Leader, 13th November 2025, and I hereby lay the statement.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Veronica Maina. Under senators, there is a communication that I want to make, so you can sit to the nearest seat. Honorable senators, I have this communication to make on the demise of the Right Honorable Tubi Bindu Mohammed, Member of Parliament for Isiolo South constituency. Honorable senators, I have a communication to make on the demise of the Right Honorable Tubi Bindu Mohammed, Member of Parliament for Isiolo South constituency. It is with deep sorrow that I notify you of the demise of the Right Tubi Bindu Mohammed, the member of the National Assembly representing Isiolo South constituency. The Right Honorable Bidu passed away on Wednesday, 12th November 2025, while undergoing treatment at the Nairobi Hospital. Honorable senators, the Right Honorable Tubi Bindu Mohammed was born on 1st January 1958 in Isiolo. He attended Isiolo Secondary School from 1971 to 1975. He later pursued further studies at the College of African Wildlife Management in Tanzania, where he attained a diploma in wildlife management in 2001. He later enrolled at Grace University, where he attained a Bachelor of Arts degree in Community Development in 2018. The Right Honorable Tubi began his professional career in 1993 as the acting warden in charge at the Isiolo County Council, where he served until 1996. Subsequently, he held various positions, including game warden and senior warden in 1997 and 1999. The Right Honorable Bindu steadily rose through the ranks to become the chief game warden at the Masai Mara National Reserve in Naroko County, a position held until the year 2012. He later transitioned into politics, and in 2013 was elected as the inaugural Speaker of the Isiolo County Assembly. He served in this capacity until 2017, after which he ventured into private business. He thereafter returned to politics in 2022, where he contested for the parliamentary seat of Isiolo South constituency on a Jubilee Party ticket, where he served until his untimely demise. Honorable Senators, the Right Honorable Tubi Bindu served as a dedicated member of the Public Petitions Committee and the Departmental Committee on Environment, Forestry and Mining in the National Assembly. He remained deeply devoted to the service of the people of Isiolo County, working tirelessly to address their concerns and champion their interests, both within and outside Parliament. The passing of Honorable Tubi Bindu Mohammed is indeed a great loss to the wider parliamentary fraternity. The National Assembly, the residents of Isiolo South constituency, and indeed the entire nation have lost a dependable and astute legislator who served his constituents and the country with the utmost dedication and integrity. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family and friends during this difficult time. On behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, I extend my heartfelt condolences to the family of the Right Honorable Tubi Bindu Mohammed, MP, as well as the residents of Isiolo South constituency during this difficult time. In accordance with the tenets of the Islamic faith, the Right Honorable Tubi has been laid to rest today in Isiolo County. In honor of our departed colleague, I request that we all stand and observe a minute of silence. May the soul of the Right Honorable Tubi Bindu Mohammed, MP, rest in eternal peace. I thank you. Yes, of course, I'll give some of the senators who are willing to condole the family and the people of Isiolo South, starting with the Senator Chalagay Samson.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. And on my own accord and on behalf of the great people of Nandi County, Mr. Speaker, express my deepest condolences for the untimely demise of Honorable Mohammed Tubi, the Member of Parliament of Isiolo South in Isiolo County, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I came to know of Mr. Honorable Tubi when he was the Speaker of Isiolo County Assembly in the last session, when I served as the Chair of Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights, and later served as a member of Public Accounts Committee. And he was a gentleman, he was a good man. Mr. Speaker, it was an honor also to have served with him in his session. And I remember Mheshimiwa Tubi, whenever we are in the parliamentary restaurant, Mr. Speaker, he would engage, you would meet him every day with the people of Isiolo constituency, Isiolo South constituency, Mr. Speaker. He was a kind heart. Whenever I met him a few weeks ago before he fell ill, Mr. Speaker, and he would greet you, he would be very joyful, Mr. Speaker. When I heard about his demise yesterday evening, I was very devastated, Mr. Speaker. Thirdly, Mr. Speaker, whenever we used to meet, especially when there were crises in Isiolo County Assembly, he used to urge me, not County Assembly, Isiolo County, Mr. Speaker, he used to urge me that Senate should step in and ensure that devolution is protected in Isiolo County. So he was a man that was interested, Mr. Speaker, in peace. He was always loving, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, number 4 is that this is a man who rose from a chief warden because he told me his story. just being a chief warden in Masai Mara Game Reserve, Mr. Speaker, from a warden to a speaker of a county assembly, to a member of parliament of Isiolo South to represent the people, Mr. Speaker. That is a man who has been resilient, who has worked hard, Mr. Speaker, and it shows that no human is limited, as Eliud Kipchoge would say it, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, even as we celebrate and condone the life of Honorable Tubi, we also pass our deepest condolence and encourage Kenyans that you can rise from humble beginnings to be whoever you can be in the life of Mohammed Tubi. I extend my condolences to the family, to the friends, to the great people of Isiolo constituency and the people of Isiolo County, that may the good Lord rest our colleague in eternal peace. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator, there's a request that you take maybe 3 minutes to...
Be amended as per the order paper, Justification: the amendment is to delete definitions. There is no need to define